The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, it is 1 p.m. here. I think we can begin. So I am using a microphone today and a headset. So if everyone could just confirm with me the audio is coming through clear and that's not too loud or not too soft. Sort of just testing out how the audio sounds here. Okay, haven't heard any negative responses yet, so I'm going to assume the audio is sounding pretty clear. So, hello and thank you for joining me on today's webinar regarding INBOX25's robust reporting system. So before we begin, of course, we're going to go over some general housekeeping, as we always do. If you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to ask them in the GoToWebinar toolbar down below. There's going to be a short Q&A at the end of the webinar where I'll go over and answer as many questions as I can. Any questions I'm not able to get to, I will address in a follow-up email after the webinar has ended. Remember, this webinar, along with all of our other webinars, are recorded and placed on our knowledge base and YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/inbox25tube. So there's quite a collection of webinars up there right now. So if you haven't had a chance to view all of them, I highly recommend doing so. A lot of great content on there. And last but not least, follow us on Twitter at INBOX25 to get everything up-to-date inbox. We routinely post INBOX25 updates, new content added to the knowledge base, as well as any relevant articles pertaining to the world of marketing automation and CRM. So there's a lot of helpful and neat content on there. So go ahead and check us out. So now we got our basics out of the way. Let's go ahead and jump right into the live demo. So today we're going to be talking about reporting. Reporting is key to any successful marketing automation platform. What good are all these tools that we have in the platform if there's lackluster reporting to gauge their effectiveness? So in this webinar, what we're going to do is detail out various tools within our marketing automation platform and explore the reporting options provided for each feature. So the features we're going to be covering in today's webinar include email reporting, which of course is a major piece to any marketing or modern day marketing automation strategy. Site Monitor, so we have web analytics that should never be underestimated. And with Site Monitor, it allows us to gauge specific individual activities on your web pages. We have lead scoring, so you can see who's been touched by various scorecards, as is an excellent way to gauge your record's habits and tendencies, so you can then cater your marketing strategy around your most qualified leads. And finally, we have landing pages. So the effectiveness of landing pages, you can really tell a lot about your lead nurturing and lead generation strategy and the quality of leads you're generating. So now we outline today's agenda for today's webinar. Let's dive right into the holy grail of reporting, which is going to be email reporting. So what you guys are seeing here should be pretty familiar. This is going to be our INBOX25 dashboard. And if we travel over to our report screen here and go to email campaigns, it's going to bring us over to our email reporting. So what you're seeing on this screen now is going to be a bird's eye view or a high-level overview of all the campaigns that you've sent via INBOX25. On this screen, we can see the date sent, the amount of recipients that's been sent to, the total opens, and also the click-through rate. So let's select a campaign here and dive a little bit deeper into the analytics that we can actually view. So let's choose one here. We'll do sample campaign. It's got quite a little content going on with it. And then from this screen, we're brought to our sort of full homepage for email analytics. So from this screen, we can get a view of more specific analytics like unique opens, total opens, click-throughs, total clicks, unsubscribes. A lot of content on this screen. So for those not familiar with the unique opens or unique clicks, they simply refer to a single individual completing that action. So one individual or one person opening up an email could be considered a unique open. Total opens and total click-throughs will also count multiple email opens and multiple email clicks. So you're going to find that unique opens will be much more beneficial as a statistic to gauge how many specific individuals are viewing your email campaigns. So if you notice at the top of the screen, we're presented with a line graph. See this line graph here? What this line graph is going to display is email opens and email click-throughs within the first 24 hours of your email being sent. So this graph is great for gauging what time of day is most effective or optimal for sending out emails to maximize your open rates. And we do only show the first 24 hours as we find that after the first 24 hours, generally the open rate sort of declines pretty sharply. So it's that first 24-hour period where you're going to find the most of your opens and click-throughs. So towards the bottom of the screen here, we have a pie chart displaying ratio statistics with unique opens, total bounces, and not opens. So of course the unique opens would be designated in green, our blue would be not opened, and our orange would be bounced. I'm sorry. So this graph again is also just another visual aid to help gauge your email's effectiveness right on screen. So now, let's dive a little bit deeper and see who specifically opened my email by clicking on the Unique Opens tab here. So go ahead and click 8 Unique Opens. So from this screen, we can toggle opens based on either the month or the day. Let's go ahead and do the month here. So we have July 2014. And we can even break it down further by the day. So we can see the day someone's opened it, how many people have opened that particular email, and how many times the email has been opened. So let's go ahead here and choose a sample day. We'll do Tuesday, July 22nd, and click Who. From this screen here, we can get a little detailed outline of who exactly opened the email, their actual subscriber name, the date and time they've opened the email, as well as how many times they've actually opened the email. And of course, if we did want to click on their profile here, so we click on Alex for an example, we are brought to our INBOX25 timeline report. So a lot of neat things are going on here. And you see we have our INBOX25 timeline report, which will be sort of their whole history condensed into one view. So there's one very neat feature with the email campaigns that I'd like to discuss as well. So let's go back to our sample campaign here. Go back to our analytics screen. And this is going to be the live campaign. So the live campaign is really unique as it displays sort of a geographical landscape view, almost a Google Earth-like view, showing you email opens, click-throughs, total social shares, and total forwards. So if you're at all interested in the geographical landscape or geographical analytics of your emails, and that's important to your marketing strategy, or if you're just curious, I find this is more of a curiosity thing to see where your emails are being opened, maybe their responsiveness. Live campaign is definitely a unique tool. So you can see here, if we zoom a little more in, the green would be denoted as email opens, and then the total clicks would be the blue ones. So you can see we have a couple spread out throughout the United States and a few in England. So definitely a unique view to the platform. So the last feature I'd like to discuss with email reporting is going to be INBOX25's ability to compare campaigns with one another. And this is really important. So let's go back to our email campaign screen here. And we have all these different email campaigns, and on the left of each email campaign we have these little boxes. So let's go ahead here and toggle. We'll do sample campaign, the one we're looking at, and we'll choose another campaign here with some more analytics. So we'll do site monitor email. If we click those little two boxes off, we can go down here and click compare campaigns. So this is of course beneficial to see which campaigns were most effective and analyze any trends regarding email analytics, whether it be opens, clicks, bounces, unsubscribes, complaints, and deliverability. And this can be done for as many email campaigns as you like. In this case, we're just showing you 2, but you can do 3, 4, 5, and then give you this little chart here. That's going to give you some more analytics as well as side-by-side analytics for each campaign. So you can see the open rate, the percentage, the bounces percentage, so on and so forth. So for those utilizing Sugar CRM, you will have access to even more email reporting if you opt to sync your email campaign with Sugar CRM. And that's going to be done in your first initial campaign screen where we have a little checkbox that you sync to Sugar CRM. Simple as that. So let's head over to Sugar's campaign module now and show you some of the extra email reporting you can get if you choose to sync your campaign over to Sugar CRM. So you see, once again, our module is located right within the Sugar CRM dashboard. So we can go over to Campaigns tab here in Sugar. And what you're seeing on this screen is going to be all these synced over campaigns that Inbox has sent out that have then been synced back to Sugar. So we'll go here, we have our sample campaign, which we've been looking at the whole time. We'll go over to this little graph here, which is going to be our reporting tool in Sugar, so view status. So the real benefit of the reporting with Sugar is, of course, you can look at the analytics like how many messages sent, bounced, click-through rates, but the real benefit comes if we scroll down a bit. And here, Sugar breaks up different aspects or different actions records have completed within your email. So we have message sent attempted, viewed message, click through. And what's really nice is Sugar allows you to create target lists based on these different actions. So we can create a target list based on everyone that's viewed the message or everyone that's clicked through a link. So the real benefit is it really makes segmenting your data a lot easier, because then you can create this target list in Sugar, have it sync back to Inbox, and you're pretty much done from there. So it's sort of a one-need-fits-all kind of tool. So now that we've covered the email analytics portion of INBOX25, let's move on to exploring the reporting available through Site Monitor. So go back to INBOX25 here. Go back to INBOX25, perfect. And we'll travel over to our reports and Site Monitor tool. So, unlike a web tracking tool like Google Analytics, which just will supply you with a broad overview of your website traffic, or your website's traffic, I should say, Site Monitor is a visitor tracker, which captures individual analytics based on a specific person's behavior on your website. So, web analytics are really powerful, especially in this day and age. So we made sure to have a robust reporting tool so you can actually utilize this information within your marketing strategy. So on this screen here, we can view all the domains that you're currently tracking. So in my case, it's 2 domains. We have this first one, we have the second one. So if we look on the right of the screen here, we're mostly concerned with two icons, the pages viewed and the visits. So let's go ahead here and choose the pages viewed. So what this is going to do is going to give you a broad overview of all of the traffic that's been found in your actual main domain. So we click all activity here because no one's visited my website today. Here we go. We can see all the subdomains that are available that I'm tracking within my main domain. So these are all going to be WordPress sites. So with the WordPress site, what's great about the WordPress site is it's sort of a one-need-fits-all. You put the code into one of the WordPress domains, and it's going to start tracking all of your subdomains here. So on the top of the page here, we can get some broad overview metrics, high-level view metrics of known visitors, unknown visitors, the average amount of pages viewed, the average duration of a page view, or a person on your website, I should say, and also the top referral, whether that be Google or some other third-party website. If we click on these little links here, it's going to bring us to the actual web page itself. And then from here, we can see the last time a page was viewed. So it hasn't been viewed in quite some time, September 5th. We can see the amount of targets that have been touched or visited my web page, the amount of pages viewed, so it's 6 pages here, and the average duration of each page viewed. So let's go ahead here and just click 3 targets. Now it's going to give us the actual targets who visit our web page. So don't be alarmed that there's lines through the names. This is our demo account, so we do use real information. So once someone becomes a record in our profile, we make them inactive, which is why there's a line through their name, just so we can't accidentally send to them again. But of course, it's the same way as the email reporting. If you click on their profile, it'll bring up their INBOX25 timeline report. You can see their total score and lifecycle stage, which we'll get to in a bit, and also if you're nurturing them or not within the context of an automated campaign. Let's go back to our reporting screen here and go back to Site Monitor. And let's travel over to our specific little person icon here, so visits. So once again, what we see here is going to be the total amount of visits to our actual domain site. So on the top dashboard, once again, we do get high-level view metrics like known visitors, total visitors, average page viewed, and top referral site, so same as last time. So for those that are unaware, a known visitor is simply a person or record characterized by a record who fills out a landing page on your website or was brought to your website via an email link. So if they complete one of those 2 actions, they'll become a known visitor on our website. We can actually track them via their name and email address. So if we look below here, there's a line graph that if there's actually any information on it, in our case, there's not, because our website's not really too high traffic in terms of our demo environment, our demo website. This line graph breaks down both unknown and known visitors to your website, so based on the day. And if we look lower here, once again, we have the same kind of analytics where we can view who specifically has viewed our domain page, as well as we can sort of weed down based on visitors for unknown visitors and known visitors, the duration that they've been on the website. So whether it be less than 30 minutes, less than 30 seconds, greater than 30 seconds, greater than 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. We can do how many pages viewed, so you can sort of weed down who you want to target based on this page viewed here. And then of course you can base the activity on a certain time frame. So in our case, it's going to be all activity, but you can do last 7 days, last 30 days, last 60 days. A lot of neat stuff here. So now that we actually have the site monitor analytics, let's go ahead and discuss what we can actually do with them within the context of scoring. So let's go ahead here and travel to our scoreboard. And we'll discuss a little bit about the reporting you get in the scoreboard manager. Lead nurturing represents a large portion of what defines a marketing automation platform. And being able to gauge who's sales ready and who needs more time is essential to the automation process. Scorecards are not only great for their obvious usage, which is scoring leads, but they can also be used to measure specific marketing tendencies amongst your leads. So if a scorecard has an overwhelming amount of touches as compared to others, that would appear to be a medium that may be more effective than others in terms of your marketing automation strategy. So to view your scorecard reporting, hover over the scoreboard manager here, or scoreboard, and toggle scoreboard manager. That's going to bring you to the screen here. So from this screen, we have a bird's eye view of all the scorecards you have created within INBOX25. We can view each scorecard, as well as how many rules, and how many total touches each scorecard has. So for this drip scorecard here, we have about 23 rules. If we click on the 23 rule icon here, it's going to show up a bird's eye view of all the rules. Now, if we want to get a little more in-depth in terms of reporting, we can break down this scorecard by the actual rules themselves. So let's go ahead here and choose a little gear icon for our Manage button. And this is going to bring us to a breakdown of all the specific rules within our scorecard. So we can see here this drip scorecard has 23 rules, and it lays out all the rules in a column format. So in this case here, we have one rule called Open for Emails, with 8 targets scored and 21 interactions. Interactions simply mean how many times a scorecard was touched, as an individual record can be hit by a rule more than once. Let's go ahead here and click 8 targets scored, and it'll bring us to the list view. So in this case, if you get touched by this particular rule one time, you get 5 points. Every time after that is another 5 points. So if myself, James Verdi, went here and got 20 points, it means I must have been scored by the interaction 4 different times here. So a great view to really hone in the effectiveness of different rules you have set up within the platform to gauge what works and what doesn't. So last but not least, let's go ahead and go over to our landing page and forms, as that's a really important aspect for any sort of lead generation tool. So on our landing page manager here, right for the start, we provide you with a wealth of information. So on the top dashboard, we can view some high-level metrics, same as always, regarding the overall activity of your landing page, whether it be total visits, conversions, opportunities, if you're hooked up to Sugar and have any opportunities associated with them, or a conversion rate. And we also do break it down by unique visits and total visits. So unique visits would work the same way as a specific individual. So directly below, we do break down in a line graph conversions to visit ratio based on date. So for anyone on this webinar, or for everyone on this webinar, this is sort of exciting as you're getting a sneak peek at the new reporting views we're going to be adding to INBOX25. So this little graph here is going to be one of the new reporting features we are adding. And in this case, you can break it down by the year, by the actual quarter, whether that be Q2, Q1, Q3, and Q4, and then by the specific month as well. So we do the specific October month. We can see we break it down by the specific day, how many visits, how many conversions in a sort of a ratio format. So exciting for anyone on this webinar. You can view a little bit in depth or a little sneak peek of what's coming in terms of reporting. So directly below here, we get a bird's eye view, much similar to the scorecards, of all the actual landing page we've created within our platform. We can view the last time it was modified, the total visits, the total conversions, and if you have any opportunities. In this case, we do not have any opportunities, but if you did, you can also view the opportunity amount here as well. So if we click on visits for an example here, or click on conversions, we can see the same list we would get normally. We can see how many visits. And once again, if we click on their profile, we're brought to the INBOX25 timeline report. So let's head back here. Oh, back to our landing page screen. And we'll scroll down here. And if we click on this one, for example, we can get more in-depth reports based on individual landing pages themselves. So we'll do all activity. And this is breaking down on an individual scale that particular landing page. So we can once again see the same list between the conversions. We have our analytics loading here. You can also do it based on reports, conversions, or target activity. And you can also see, so here we have our actual reporting screen. So very similar to the reporting screen we just saw with the unique visits, total visits, opportunities, and conversion rate. So in this case, we have a pretty good conversion rate. Unfortunately, no opportunities for this particular demo landing page. So I know this was a shorter webinar today, but that about sums it up for me in terms of the reporting. I can say we are adding and expanding greatly on the reporting features in INBOX25 in a following update. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to look very similar to the actual landing page's graph view that you had the chance to sneak peek view today. So I'm going to take any questions in the chat bar below. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now. I'll try and get to them here. Okay, we have one already. All right, so if an email campaign or an email is sent via an automated campaign, will the reporting look the same? Yes, so the email reporting for both email campaigns and automated campaigns are fairly identical in how they function. So for your email campaigns here, you click email campaigns, and for your automated campaigns, you'd simply just click the email regarding that automated campaign. So they both work in the same way. In the site monitor reports, what does an unknown and known visitor mean? Okay, so I should probably expand on this a little bit more. I'm glad you actually asked that question because it's an important distinction. So an unknown record is anyone that visits your landing page that has not been issued a tracking cookie. So to become a known visitor, as I mentioned, you'll either have to fill out an INBOX25 landing page on your website, or for records that already exist in our platform, they can click a link to your website via an email campaign message. So when that happens, we issue a small cookie onto their page, and we can track all their activity on that particular website. Is email reporting recorded in Sugar? Great question. Yes, it is if you choose to sync your email campaign with Sugar CRM on the initial setup screen. So let's just show you that here. Make sure it's just clear here. So let's go to Save Campaign Draft. And it's important, I mean, if anyone's using Sugar, it's always important if you're using Sugar to just always have your campaign synced to Sugar because it really brings in that one-to-one connectivity. So all I have here is a basic email campaign draft. And you can see here, if you sync your campaign with Sugar on the initial settings screen here, simply check off the box. We will create that campaign in Sugar, as well as update the campaign log for any records that open the email or view the email. So it's going to do a twofold. It's going to have the analytics within inside Sugar and also update individual records campaign logs. So really neat there as well. Under compare campaigns, can I compare more than two campaigns? Yes. You can compare as many campaigns you like simply by checking off the boxes. We have one here. This only works if you create a landing page, correct? Can you just expand that question a little bit more? I'm assuming that was asked during the actual webinar. So if I can just get a little more context, I'll definitely answer that for you. This only works when creating a landing page. Just wait for the response there. All right, so I'm not seeing a response. I'll definitely address this in the follow-up email as well. So if you have that question, oh, here we go. I got it. Okay, so I set up Site Monitor with you, but at the same time, you said it only worked if landing pages were set up. No, so Site Monitor is going to work for regardless of landing pages. The whole point of the landing page is to make them from an unknown visitor to a known visitor. So we'll track everybody that comes to your webpage, but they'll just say unknown. So you can't really do anything with information. You can see they're there, but the real goal is to make them from an unknown visitor to a known visitor. And one of two ways of doing that is to have a landing page of ours embedded on your website. They can fill out. From there, we can issue the cookie. So it's going to track everyone no matter what, but the landing page will allow you to make those unknown visitors known visitors. And then from there, you can score them. You can include them in automation. So there's a lot of neat stuff. Okay, so that seems to be it for the questions. If you have any other further questions later on, please feel free to email me at james.verdi@inbox25.com. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So I hope this webinar has been informative, as reporting is obviously a key component for any marketing automation tool. And I hope I displayed how robust our reporting features actually are. So once again, all of our webinars are recorded and placed on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/inbox25tube. And on that note, that sums it up for today's webinar. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.